Hi, Danganronpa tier list thingy. I don't know. So, do you guys want to go like bottom to top or top to bottom?
I don't care. Yeah, we could do either that or we could do by game.
We're just gonna go for whoever's at the top. So we have Akane first. Akane. Oh my god, it's so slow. Okay, but yeah, for the obvious joke, because haha, so funny, right? Anyhow, now we have Angie and her Atua. Angie, I don't.
C, kinda. I think okay. I would say C, honestly, because she's not terrible and she's more than just Akane, which is just food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna argue that Hina is a B.
Feature's fine for her.
What's your opinion on Hina, Hudson?
I think she's an A tier. Like, she doesn't really contribute a lot, but I think she's like a fun enough character,
Okay, Emily, what do you have to say?
Honestly, I would say B. I mean,
I
bad,
agree.
But
like, I mean, I like her character.
Yeah, it's fair.
Like, I like her character, but like, she doesn't really do much and whatnot.
That and she gets a little annoying.
Yeah.
The whole, I think it was when in Sakura's trial when she was like, oh my god, I don't know exactly.
Oh yeah, like trying to take everyone down with her.
Yeah.
Which was like a little.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I would have done in that situation personally, but
Same.
Okay, so now we have Byakuya and S. I agree.
S. Yeah.
Oh, and actually to go over, we have E, D, C, B, A, S, and SS. So
yeah, should be.
Do you want to just like? Do you just want to like put on the Kyoko debate right now? Because.
Yeah, but let's start being civil.
I mean,
all right.
Let's just get it over with, because that's going to be the most heated part of this.
Okay, so okay, how about this? Okay, so it's for me and Seth, right? We say Byakuya over Kyoko. For Hudson, he says Kyoko over Byakuya. We both have our different. All three of us have our different reasons. Probably Seth's ideas and I are probably pretty similar, but we have different ideas than Huddy about who's better. We have argued about this before about who's better, and what tier they belong in. So I think Hudson should go first and give his opinion as to why he is the Kyoko stan.
Oh,
and
God.
We can give our opinion as to why we personally don't like Kyoko, and then after that we can fanboy about Byakuya. And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Hudson. Let's go.
Okay. Now, full disclosure. Kyoko is my favorite Danganronpa character, and I know that you guys don't like her very much, and that's fine. It's not a huge deal to me that you don't like her that much, and I'm not going to even try to argue that she's SS tier, because I know objectively she's not as good as a lot of the other characters in the series. I'm not going to die on that hill like I did with Dorothea, but I at least want to make the argument for S tier.
Okay.
I think she is definitely deserving of S tier, and I'm fine if you put her in A tier. It's not really a huge deal.
What if we put her in E tier?
Man, this is going to be like entirely personal preference, and this isn't going to be like objective at all. This is going to be complete personal preference, but I am a complete fucking sucker for like super mysterious, like pretty as fuck kind of characters, And Kyoko is like super fucking pretty and super fucking mysterious and shit, and it like fits like every single niche I have for a character that I would ever want filled. So like, I just fucking love Kyoko, dude. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Okay. I'll start out with this. For head looks like a butt.
Her head looks like.
Moving on. Moving on as to why I personally don't like Kyoko. Great opener. Okay, so
that's the only reason.
no. No, there's an actual reason. Okay. So, alright. So, for me, okay. So when it comes to characters I usually like the problematic characters that also and also characters that show a lot of emotion and that are, I guess, troublesome. The characters that have a lot of depth to them, I guess, is the best way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
For me, Kyoko does not show any emotion throughout the entire game. I mean, I'm sure somebody would be like, oh, yes, she does, but when you look at all of the other characters, I suppose reactions to the executions, reactions to finding dead bodies, excuse me, and Kyoko's reaction to seeing her father's bones in a box, she doesn't show emotion. I understand the whole, I suppose, investigation part, because, you know, she could be used to it. The argument could be made she's used to it. That's fair. But for her character to be the only one who shows no emotion after Leon's execution, she's just staring blankly at Leon's dead body. Well, everyone else, even Byakuya, who some could argue to say he shows no emotion, her face expression throughout the entire game. I would say the only time it does change is when she looks a little bit, I suppose, irritated when she's like biting her nail or whatever that fight is, but when she encounters her father's bones in the box, she doesn't react at all. She just tells Makoto to get out of the room, so I guess it's implied that she cries, but if they had showed that, I think I would have actually liked her, because it's like, oh my god, she's finally shown emotion, but because she doesn't emote at all is what really bothers me. And when she got annoyed at Makoto and you couldn't talk to him or to her for like 2 free times because Makoto didn't share information that he had, when she wouldn't share any information with him at all, even though he would ask, and she would just walk away, like kind of annoyed that Makoto even dared to ask her about information, and she's a hypocrite in that aspect, because she wanted information from Makoto, and when he didn't give it to her, she got all pissy. But when Makoto wanted information from her and she didn't give any, Makoto just had to like, okay, I guess we're not getting any information from Kyoko. And the fact of the matter is she kept basically everything from him, even sending him to that secret room where he then went and got injured by getting hit over the head, where then she proceeded to also barely show no emotion or reaction to that. And then coming down to the trash area where Makoto got thrown in after his execution, and proceeding to then give a pretty lackluster apology as to everything she did, to be like, okay, we're friends now, this is what it means to be a friend. Like, I greatly dislike her. I'm just being honest, because out of everything I've seen from, which I can't really see it in any other, I just don't like her.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so now we have my opinion, my amazing opinion. So, like, getting straight to the point, like, I also like characters who show a lot of emotion. Like, a great example, and I know we haven't gotten to her yet, is Himiko. Like, I didn't like Himiko for the entire, like, first part of the game during Danganronpa V3, because she showed no emotion, just like, magic! Sure, it was cute, but, like, there's no depth. And like, even when she saw Ryoma get just murdered, it's, like, cool. But, she got better over time, and we'll get to her eventually. But with Kyoko, as Emily's already mentioned, like, she shows no emotion, which I know it's said during the game that, like, she's been around a lot of dead bodies, so she's used to it like Maki. But I think what would have made her character even better, would like have her break down after seeing her father's bones and like I guess needing Makoto's comfort. I guess like I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but
Oh, I completely agree with that. That's what I wanted. But yeah, that's what I
That's
wanted.
completely fair. Yeah.
When I
But-
got to that point of the game, I was like, oh my god, please, are you gonna finally show emotion? And she just proceeded to shield him off.
but like continuing of what I said, but I can't do English, but it's like she doesn't have any real relevance until like the Mukuro Ikusaba. Watch out for her, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like what
Mhm.
honestly, she's the character I remember the least for who actually survived in the original Danganronpa. I have more memories of Hina, Byakuya, Toko, Yasuhiro, and who else was it? Makoto. So
Okay.
yeah. But go on. No, fine.
I think a lot of people kind of, maybe not a lot, but from what I've seen is you brought up the whole thing with Maki. The reason why I think I consider Maki the better Kyoko is because Maki has more of a reason to be used to everything that happened in these killing games, but she still shows more emotion than Kyoko. Because, you're told that Maki is a killer. If she's a killer, that means she's killed somebody. She's an assassin, that means she's assassinated somebody. So she could be way more used to everything that's happening in these killing games. But on the contrary, Kyoko, who just did investigations, not to say that they couldn't be like, very grotesque or whatever. I mean, comparing both of their backgrounds, I get people can share, like, go through like trauma or whatever, or experiences in a different way. But I suppose I could say Maki's more justified to be the one to not show emotion than Kyoko. But they still gave Maki a crap ton of emotion. And also the hand thing with Kyoko, what was that?
It was like
I didn't
an
understand
injury.
that at all.
It was like an injury she had from
Yeah.
like. That's all I remember. It's like some injury. It was like
mark under her glove is what it is.
yeah, like I
Hmm.
didn't see the purpose for that, but
It's like a
Yeah.
failure from like one of her old investigations. I
uh,
think it was supposed to serve as like a reason for her, like maybe she has like a sort of self-loathing thing going on about that like burn mark because it's like a failure during an investigation or something. I really don't. They really should have expanded more on that because like it's just like there, It's like a thing that happens, but like it's never expanded on or brought up again,
mm-hmm. So
I think that basically covers it. Okay. So Hudson, you wanted.
He wanted
Kyoko
S
to be
tier.
an S.
Not for the placement.
So I personally say. Let me look at it again. I personally say B.
I was gonna say C.
I'm just being nice.
What?
Yeah.
So are you still gonna stick with B, Emily?
I mean, I think it's downright disrespectful to put her in anything below C, because I can at least appreciate that she's better than Akane. I like Angie more than Kyoko. No, okay, you know what? I'll be honest, and I won't try to be nice because I do feel a little bad. Sorry, Hudson, but I honestly see her as a C tier. Honestly.
Yeah, well, since Hudson said S, I'll put her in B because it averages out.
Yeah,
Ouch.
okay. Yeah, that's fair.
But just so you know, Kyoko would be in C.
It's a bit of an ouchie, but I mean,
But it's okay. We can talk about how much we like Byakuya and why we justify ourselves as to why we're putting him so high.
Okay, so Hudson, you can. Well, actually, no.
Yeah.
No. So since you went first, last time, I'll go first this time. So the reason why I like Byakuya and whatnot, like, for me, like, I just loved his like asshole personality, I guess, and like how he like manipulated like the second class trial for when Chihiro died to like blame it on genocide Jack or Jill. I don't know, but I just really like his character, in my opinion. Well, yeah. I mean, in during chapter 4, when like his reasoning is destroyed because he couldn't see others' emotions. Like I remember there was a sprite where like he was, I guess like you could say like mad or like just shocked. I think shock's a better word for it. But
Like, yeah, I know which sprite you're talking about.
yeah,
Me too.
like, I mean that's just my opinions, I guess. Like,
So, can I?
yeah,
Can I go then? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I will start with this. I understand why people don't like Byakuya. I genuinely get it. Like, I genuinely can understand why someone would not like Byakuya. But like as Seth said, the whole asshole personality thing doesn't fully define him because I think he's more than just the asshole personality thing. For me, it's mentioned that Byakuya, as part of being in the Togami family, has experienced a lot. It isn't clarified really what he went through, and I think if it was, people would be more, I guess, sympathetic or empathetic. But it's implied that he's been through a lot because of his whole fight to get to the head of the Togami family, out of all of his siblings. Now, I know that none of us are in those positions, their social positions or whatever, but if you can just picture in your head like a really big, huge family that's, I guess, important to society or whatever. I'm not even thinking of a specific example, but if you're somewhat important and you have to fight against all of your other siblings, I'm talking like blackmail, betrayals, like violence, a whole bunch of mind games to get a position of power. The way I think about it is almost like an election, which I would say is extremely stressful, and I would say contains all of those things I just mentioned, the betrayal, blackmail, violence, or whatever. So Togami at a really young age had to basically fight for that position of power, which I'm not saying maybe he saw things as violent as the killing games, but I'm sure it had an effect on him. And what I sort of believe is that effect is his asshole personality, is that he doesn't believe he can let anyone get close to him, or he doesn't want others to get close to him or whatever, or because of what he's dealt through or been through or whatever. And I think it's shown in I think it was the 4th class trial, but I remember a specific line from him where he yells at Kyoko. He's like, "How do you know what I don't know?" And I think that's sort of where his character like flips. Where he starts to become more like. So there's actually people that know more than me. Like, oh my god, like I thought I was this really important guy because I did all of this to become the head of the Togami family, but he realizes and gets shown in his face that no, he's not because he's not the best. He's good, but he's not the best when it comes to these things. And I think that sort of made him mature, and it showed a lot of emotion from Byakuya, which is what I look for in characters, is emotion. So I think that really showed that he's more than just an asshole character, and he's a good boy. Because I feel like, and at the end of the game, when he tells everybody, he's like, "Listen, contact me, and you know what? I'll probably show up. I'll probably see you again." When everybody's giving their final little messages of goodbyes or whatever, it's like, all right, yeah, he's more than just an asshole character. Yeah, I think that concludes everything. That's it.
All right, so do I go now or?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I only pretty much said everything, but I kind of wanted to say about Byakuya's character. But I guess I have a few things to add. I think one of the biggest detractors that someone could see in Byakuya, which I don't like personally agree with, but I mean I'm gonna hear it out anyway, is his relationship to Toko and how he treats Toko. I feel like that's kind of on both ends. Like how they treat each other is shitty, because Toko is like completely obsessed and like stalkerish to him, and like constantly making like unwanted, like unsolicited like sexual remarks at him and shit. And of course, Byakuya does act like an asshole to Toko and like puts her down and shit, but like Toko is the one and like enabling him to do that. You know, so I think they're kind of both in the wrong for that, and it's not just Byakuya's fault that like it's an abusive relationship, because like both of them are suffering from it. I feel like, which is why it's such an awful fucking ship, and why it should ship literally like those two with literally anyone else beside each other.
Honestly,
But other than that, I pretty much like completely agree with everything you guys said. Yeah, yeah.
I'll say this real quick.
It's probably like out of the like rat trio, he's probably my least favorite. But like you know, still fucking love him though. Anyway, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna ship Toko with anyone, ship her with Kamaru, and if you're gonna ship anyone with Byakuya, just go ahead and ship her with Makoto.
Oh,
just
sure.
you know,
For
just do yourself.
sure.
Actually, I ship Byakuya with Hina because there is a doji night.
Oh, dude. Oh, God. You accidentally put Byakuya in A tier, by the way.
Oh, yeah. So,
Yeah.
what's your
Sure,
placement,
yeah.
Hudson?
Because of the bad ending of Trigger Happy Habit.
Okay, Hudson. What's your placement for Byakuya? S? Okay. Emily?
Yeah, I say yes.
I was gonna say A, but sure, S. Alright, so now we have Celestia Lunenburg.
I'm really delayed right now. I might have to like leave the call and come back.
Can we pause it?
Sure.